before we get into the video, guys, I want you guys to check out Playheart. The link will be in the description, and if you use Mr. Hypers at checkout, you'll get a very good discount. Add me on Snapchat for exclusive FIFA 15 and FIFA 16 giveaways. So today, guys, I'm going to be giving you my predictions of the Premier League 15/16 season. So let's get this underway. So at 20th, I've gone with Norwich. It's quite easy to say the three teams that got promoted will go straight back down. However, I think Norwich will go back down because they haven't really made any big signings to their squad. And for me, they aren't really a Premier League side, and I can see them going back down and struggling next season. In 19th, then, I've gone with Watford. Now, I know they have made some good signings. They've signed Perotti from the Serie A. They've signed Capoue from Tottenham. Now, they've made some good signings. It's just whether they can all gel together and come together and play as a team. Now, for me, I still think there's a lot of better teams in the Premier League than Watford, and I think they will struggle with like the goal-scoring threat. Now, they've got Troy Deeney, but he ain't really an out-and-out goal scorer. Now, he has scored goals in the Championship. Will he perform in the Premier League to keep Watford up? I don't think so. But yeah, Watford, I'm sure, will bring some good results to the Premier League, but I still think they'll go down, a bit like Blackpool of previous seasons. 18th, then, I've gone with Leicester. Now, I just avoided relegation last season. However, this season, I don't think they're going to be so lucky. I think they will go down. They've lost the experience of Cambiasso. They're trying to buy a big player. I saw them linked with Inan from Napoli. He isn't really too keen with the move, so whether that comes out or not, it's to be seen yet, because obviously it could happen. The transfer window is still open. But for me, Leicester will go down. They haven't really got the players or the experience to stay up like they did last season. Now they've got a new manager, Claudio Ranieri, and I still think he won't be able to stop them. They will go down, unfortunately. So 17th, then, I've gone with Aston Villa. Now, they've lost Big Ben Teke, and they've replaced him with Gusted, or whatever his name is, from Blackburn, and I believe Jordan Ayew from Lyon or something like that. But for me, those two players aren't of the same calibre as Ben Teke. Now, they might score a few goals, don't get me wrong, they might score a couple of goals, but for me, they are not going to be those goal scorers that Ben Teke was, like a 20-goal-a-player season. I don't think that's going to happen. And I can see them struggling, but again, narrowly missing out on relegation like they have in the past couple of seasons. So in 16th, then, I've gone my club, AFC Bournemouth. I think we'll stay up. I'm not being biased. I think we will. With the players that we've signed and the way we play football, I think we will stay up. Now, I know we could potentially go down. We are big contenders to go down, but with the signing of Max Gradel, I don't think we will. He shows that we mean intent. He is showing that we have the ambition of making ourselves a established Premier League club, and if we stay up, I think we will definitely become that in the next couple of years. Obviously, we signed Mings, Distan, Boric, Federici, Tomlin from Middlesbrough. We've got some fantastic strikers, Joshua King, Callum Wilson, who will bag us goals. We have got goals and we have got creation in our side, which is what I see Leicester, Watford and Norwich lacking in their front line. Okay, we haven't got the best of defence, but we've got experience in Distan and Boric, both who have played in the Premier League for a good couple of years. And then we've got fantastic players like Gradel, who was best player in the league and up there, top goal scorers. He was amazing. So it shows we mean business, and we're actually trying to stay up in the Premier League. Our first season in the Premier League, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm thinking we're going to finish 16th, 17th, but for the sake of this video, I made us go 16th. So 15th is Sunderland. They've got some good players in their side. They're making moves in the transfer market. They're looking at they've actually just signed Villa, I think, on a loan, and that's a fantastic signing for Sunderland, and therefore I think they will do better this season than they did in the couple of the previous season, should I say. 14th, then, we're going with West Brom. They've signed Ricky Lambert, a big striker, which is like, it suits the style of play that West Brom play, if you know what I mean. They have struggled the past couple of seasons, so they could be lower down, but for the sake of like the teams below them, I think they're just about better than the majority of those teams. You could switch Villa and West Brom, they're both, sort of the same teams, but I just think, look, West Brom always get lucky. They always find something, and Berahino for me is a better striker than any of Villa strikers. Don't hate me, it's my opinion, and you can obviously let me know in the comments what positions you think the clubs will finish, and yeah, let's carry on with number 13. 13 then is Swansea City. I think they will drop down a bit from last season. They obviously have lost the big goal threat in Boney. They haven't really replaced him, but, you know, they do play the nice style of football. They're a little bit like ourselves, AFC Bournemouth. They play football the right way, and they try to get the best out of the players they've got. They don't go splashing the cash. And yes, Swansea for 13th. So for me, Crystal Palace will be in 12th. They've made some good signings in Kabay. They've also got Balassi, Dwight Gale. They've got some good players in their teams, and obviously they've got the King, Alan Pardew, who knows what he's doing when it comes to Premier League clubs, and it shows with like his managerial his experience, because he's managed to sign Kabay from PSG to sign for Crystal Palace. That is some doing, and that is some great work and great business by Mr. Pardew. However, though, I think Newcastle will finish above the former Newcastle manager in 11th. They've got some fantastic signings. They've got Mitrovic up front. They've got Wijnaldum in the centre attacking mid spot. They've made some fantastic and massive signings to their squad. And from struggling last season, they're going to be flying this season. They've got some great players. They could finish higher, but I think they're going to have a slow start and then build up when they've all gelled and come together as a team. So in 10th, I've gone with Stoke City again. They've made some fantastic signings in Ibrahim Afellay. They got Bojan. They're linked with Shaqiri. They are literally going all out. They're trying to break into the top 4 or top 5. I don't think it's going to happen this season. They need a couple more strikers or defensive players, in my opinion. They've lost Nzonzi, which for me is a massive blow for their midfield because he was fantastic. But I think they'll have a good season. They'll finish 10th, and Stoke City away will be a fantastic game and a really hard game for any club to win next season. In at number 9 is West Ham again. They've signed a massive player in Poyat from Marseille. And it just shows their intentions. However, I think they will need a new striker, as Valencia has literally just picked up an injury and he's missing the start of the season. However, for me, West Ham, with their new manager and everything, they're going to be fine. They're going to be safe. They're going to be some good playing football. They're going to score some good goals and have some good results along the way. I can see them beating a couple of the big 4 or big 5 teams next season. So in at number 8, it is the local derby rivals, Southampton. I think they will drop down a bit. You know, they've signed some good players, but they've also lost some good players. They've lost Schneiderlin, they've lost Klein, and I think this season we're going to find out how crucial Schneiderlin was to the Southampton midfield and how crucial Klein was in the back 4, because they've lost some good players, but they have replaced him with some okay players. They've also just lost Elia. I believe he's gone to Feyenoord, I think. But anyway, they will be finishing 8th in my opinion. If you disagree, then comment down below where you think they'll finish. In number 7, we have gone with Everton. They've made some good players. They've signed some good players in cleverly, and they've also got a very good manager in Roberto Martinez. And for me, they're going to finish 7th. They're not going to have the best of seasons, but obviously finishing 7th is quite good, and they might make it into the Europa League. You never know. Tottenham will be at number 6 for me. They've got some good players. They've lost some good players. They've signed some good players. And they've got a good manager in Pochettino who will get the best out of Harry Kane if they can keep hold of him. But for me, he might be on his way to United. You don't know. But in at number 6 will be Tottenham Hotspur. And they will have a slightly worse season than they did last season. Number 5 will be Liverpool. Obviously, they've signed Firmino and Benteke. They've got some good players, but they've also lost Raheem Sterling. But for me, Liverpool are looking like a very good team at the minute. You know, they've lost, what's his name? Gerrard as well. So he won't be slipping anytime soon. So they might win the league if they have a good season, because no one will let it slip. But yeah. So now we're in the top 4, and in number 4, I think will be Arsenal. But okay, they've signed a good goalkeeper in Czech. But for me, they're missing their world-class striker, Giroud, Welbeck. They're not fitting the bill. They're not going to do it, which is why they're going to miss out on 3rd, 2nd and 1st next season. So in 3rd place, I've gone with Man City. They've obviously signed Sterling, but they have also they haven't really performed in pre-season. I think they haven't won a game in pre-season. They're having a bit of a shaky start, and they're not really playing as a team. Now, they are linked very heavily with Kevin De Bruyne. If this happens, they will have a fantastic strike force, don't get me wrong, but I don't see them finishing any higher than 3rd for me, and I can see Pellegrini getting sacked either during the season or at the end of the season when they don't win the Premier League, the Champions League or anything. I don't think City will win anything next season because I just don't see them playing well enough to win anything, okay? Not hating on them, I just don't. I like some of the players, I like some of the players in the team very much. I think very highly of them, but they're missing that something. I'm not sure what it is. The players are getting older, Company isn't looking as good as he was, Yaya isn't looking as good as he was, but yeah, for that reason they're going to be finishing third. So in the second we've got Manchester United. You might disagree, but for me, Schneiderlin, Schweinsteiger, Depay, potentially Pedro and Kane, they're incredible signings and they're showing that they mean business. They're going ham. They're keeping hold of the De Gea for this season. Darmian is a fantastic right back. If they can get another big centre back, Otamendi or whatever, they'll be looking to be winning the title. They're going to be pushing Chelsea all the way with Wayne Rooney at striker. They need another big striker though, which is why I said potentially Harry Kane. But Depay, Pedro if it happens, Schweinsteiger, Schneiderlin, Herrera, Young, they've got some fantastic players in their team and they're all playing very well as a team, which is what you need to win the Premier League. So yeah, if you disagree, which I'm sure a load of you will, comment down below where you think United will finish next season. So that just leaves Chelsea as the champions. Now I can't see anybody else except for maybe United challenging Chelsea next season. Obviously they've got a fantastic squad. They're really building something at Chelsea. They've obviously signed Falcao on loan and they got Costa who scores goals. They've got a good midfield in Hernandez, in Hazard, Ramirez, Oscar. They've got some fantastic players. Matic, Terry, Cahill, they're linked with Stones, Courtois. They've got a fantastic team. Everywhere you look, they've got fantastic players. And they could even challenge in Europe, potentially Champions League semi-finalists. I don't think they'll get to the final. Furthest they'll get is semi-final. But anyway guys, that is all for today. If you have enjoyed it, smash it a like, subscribe if you're new, and come follow me on Twitter and Instagram. If you disagree with any of these teams, comment down below your 20 with number 1 at the top and 20 at the bottom, and I will comment back with my opinions. But anyway, that is it. Hopefully on Saturday your team wins, except if it's Aston Villa, then I hope it loses. But yeah, apart from that, thank you for watching. It's been a long video. It's my opinions. Don't hate me. But I'm sure a lot of you will. They'll probably score me stupid. I don't watch football, whatever. But I do. I actually played football for Bournemouth. I've played for Kidhams and Harriers, so I know a bit about football. But yeah, that is it. Take care. Adios. Enjoy the rest of your day. And enjoy the football season on Saturday when it begins. Unless you support Villa, then I hope you lose. Adios.